a 757.
Hydro, the vapes and blunts I smoke. That's exactly what I need when I'm blowing on them.
What's up, everybody? Here we are, the after show, but later. It's your boy D. I am here today with Luis Cortez Jr. and I was trying to make it. Let me clip this out real quick. I was trying to make it a little bit of a surprise, but our buddy Cavino kind of spoiled it on the show. He was like, "Check out the after show, but later," which I appreciate. He was like, Luis Cortez Jr. is going to be there. And I had my little thumbnail with like, oh, special guest. Who is it going to be? Right. But it's all good. I appreciate the love from Cavino and everything. But yeah, man, I want to go ahead and start out by letting you know what happened. So I came to jump on, right? I was like, I have all my shit. I sent out all the links. I'm good, right? I can kick it when I got off of work. And my daughter's like, I want to fucking quesadilla. So I made her quesadilla. I was like, it's cool. I don't have to jump on until 5:45. Luis is going to be there, 5:45. We'll fucking work out the kinks. We'll go live right at 6. And then my internet wasn't working. And then I was trying to reset it. And then the fucking camera wouldn't connect. It was and it was 5:58, and I was like, there's no way in how I'm going to get this. So I appreciate you guys jumping on. Magical Mexican, Keebler, let me see, Andrew Sims. We have the e-buy guy, and Funky Monkey, I saw her here a little bit ago. So, yeah, man, you know what? Let me go ahead, because I talked to you at the Covino Rich convention, and I don't know if I ever got your story real quick. If you could just give us like a 2-minute recap on how you started listening to Covino and Rich, and how long you've been listening at this point.
Yeah, bro. So I can get long-winded, so just cut me off if I need to. But first thing, isn't C&R always spoiling shit though? So what? It's not any different, right?
Oh, I have a comment about that too.
But whatever, we'll get onto that. And so I've been listening. So I work in a company, and we have Sirius. So that's what we used to listen, right? And I used to listen to Faction. I used to listen to that music. So I don't know what year that was. Probably in 2012, maybe 2010, when they were on Sirius, probably on Faction Talk.
Okay. So you started listening on Faction?
Yes.
Okay.
Faction.
Yeah. Then, when they were on Faction Talk.
It has him and
I believe it was
Razor Blades guy and the other.
Yeah. What's his name? Jason Ellis.
Jason Ellis. Yep. And so one day I was just surfing through it, and I forgot they were talking about some like. I think it was like the cup story, bro. Like some weird shit. I'm like, what is this was talking about and shit? Like, who is this? It just happened to be when I was there.
Yeah.
It just seemed super relatable, and it was funny. And then for a while, I couldn't tell who was who. I think a lot of people had that problem, right? I was like, I didn't know who the hell was who. But then so I looked them up, and I saw like Cavino was this guy. And he just looked like me, kind of in a way, had the same kind of story mix, and parents and stuff like that. So I connected, and Rich was always fun. So that's it. I made it a point to listen to them. I knew they were on Faction, and I just followed them. Then the company trust paid for it, so it wasn't like I was going out of my way.
Yeah.
And then at home, I just ended up getting a subscription. But yeah, that's why I listened to them. So it's been 10 years maybe that I met them a couple times.
That is so cool, man. That is so cool.
Yeah.
No, it's cool because I started listening a little bit before that. For me, I know the exact date. It was May 20 something of 2011. No, 2012. And the only reason I know is because the guests that they had on were Julissa Bermudez and Adrian Bailan. Cavino was doing a reality show at the time called Empire Girls, right? And so they would joke and call him Empire Boy. And so it was funny because I was flipping through, I had listened to Howard at the time. I was listening to Howard Stern a lot at the time. And flipping through, I was like, I re-listened to this motherfucker. It was nighttime. And I kind of was like, oh, I know who that bitch is, right? She's one of the Cheetah Girls. My sister digs that shit. And I was like, cool, whatever. So I put it on, and then they were bagging on Spot. And I don't know if they pulled a clip where he had his Tuesday where he tried to hit on some chick and she wasn't feeling it or whatever, and he was trying to make plans. And I was like, at the time, I was just like, oh, this is their buddy and they're just breaking his balls or whatever. I didn't know he was a producer, all that good stuff. Couldn't tell their voices apart either at the time. So it's so funny that all these years later, you're like, damn, that's why I love to see what hooked you, because for me, it was kind of like, oh yeah, I'll check them out. And then like the next day or so, I was like, oh yeah, those dudes were kind of funny. I'll check them out, and then here we are fucking 13 years later. And it's just so crazy,
They were still talking like raunchy shit or whatever. I was, I'm 36, so I wasn't that. I mean, it was probably in my 20s, so it was a lot relatable then too.
Yeah.
Spud and some of that, especially on that channel, they were still doing some of that. I mean, that was where it was at. So of
Yeah.
course, as a young man, male, I was like, yeah, this is dope, right? And
Of
so
course. Yeah.
that was it, man. And then followed him over. I mean, I feel like you're connected. Those guys are always good at interacting, which is good for average Joes. Even you, homie, I appreciate it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Willing to just speak to somebody, take them on. So
No, and it's cool because one thing that and I've told this story a couple of times, but one thing that I thought was super cool. The first time I met them was in 2015, and they were doing their road trip because they were going to start broadcasting in California. So I met them in Phoenix, and they were doing their little broadcast, whatever. Well, in Phoenix, Chris Benson, you see him active on the Carl page, but this was before the Carl page. He was standing behind me, and Cavino was talking to him, and he introduced himself, and he was like, my name's Chris, this and this. Cavino goes, "Oh yeah, no, dude, I remember I met you in Vegas." And this dude was like, "What the fuck? Like, how did he remember he had met this dude one time?" And I think that's one thing that when you meet them, and I bag on Rich a lot, but one thing that a few times I had been to SiriusXM, I'd walk in, like I remember one time Jonathan and I used to do the show with my friend Jonathan. We walked in and Rich was like, he tells like the girl in the front, "Hey, they're with me." And I was like, "You hear that, puta? We're with him." Like, we felt all chingon, because it was just really cool. And so they've always been hella cool. And I think that's what you can, what kind of goes to their longevity and people following them throughout, because you came on Faction Talk 103. Before that, it was Stars 2. It was Maxim Radio. Of course, the stories, but gone from channel to channel to channel to Patreon, ESPN, Fox Sports, and everybody's followed them because of who they are, and they actually make you feel like you're important,
yeah, it's like you're like one of the homies, really. And I heard you say earlier on one of your other podcasts, previous one, we were talking about you wish your homies had podcasts is like a way to check in on them and talk about it and stay relatable and stay connected. So that's what's good about that too, especially with those guys.
And you know what I just noticed? You're sporting the Above Ground Pool Boy shirt. And
Yeah,
I know you
homie,
said that.
Oh,
If you got, come on, talk about somebody that supports the show, So Cavino and Rich, we do an after show for them. And this dude over here, he bought the Above Ground Pool Boy shirt. We're not hot tub boys. Did you see some of people's dwellings? Right? People had fucking mansions. I didn't know so many Cavino and Rich listeners were fucking millionaires. Like, looking at this shit, I was like, holy shit. But you sporting that shirt, you represent the common man. That's what the Above Ground Pool Boys is all about. The common dude, So I fucking, and Andrew says, and now Rich doesn't even know your show exists. And you know what's funny? Did you see that? The TableSpoon podcast?
Did, bro. I wrote it down. I wanted to say that. And, like, bro, that spot saying that he used your shirt for that dog's pee rag or something.
And then, no, Rich goes, "Actually, I wiped my ass with it." And I had put in the comments, I was like, that wasn't very nice. This motherfucker. But no, and Rich goes, and I actually found, I was going back in the archives. I found Cavino had sent me a picture the day that they had opened it for like mail time. It was October 12th or 13th. Actually, I screenshot it so I wouldn't forget. Watch, let me see. October 13th, 2021. I had sent Rich a shirt, Cavino a shirt, and Spot a tank top. And that night, Cavino sported it, and he sent me a picture. And so I know I sent all three of them. So Rich is like, "You didn't send me a shirt." I know I did. I know, because even my wife was like, "Don't send him a shirt. He's not going to wear it. He's a fucking dick." And I was like, I can't not send him, even though he didn't give a shit about it, which now here we are 4 years later. I know that for a fact. But the thing is, I'm like, he's come on. If it wasn't for Rich, and Cavino and Spot, I wouldn't have the after show. But I know I sent it to him. So Rich, so fuck you, dog. I know you're over here saying that he never sent me nothing.
You got receipts, fool. You got receipts.
I do. I literally watch. Here is fucking.
He with the best notes wins always.
This is right here. Watch. So I don't know if you could see. Oh yeah, you're right here. Look at Cavino sent me that.
Yeah.
So Cavino's right here, like a sporting the after show shirt right there, people.
Look at that fool with the swoo and shit.
Yeah.
Hey, Johnny Bravo right there.
And so, yeah, so I know I sent all of them a shirt. So I was going to actually, before we had all the technical issues and the camera wasn't working, I was going to hit you guys with a welcome to TableSpoon podcast. Because, I mean, apparently that's what fucking Rich is saying it's called. But
Oh, that's right. That's your acronym.
TableSpoon, yeah. Which is funny because I'm like, is he that big of a fucking, like with his head that far up his ass to where he's, and it's not like people are just writing it in the chat. I'll say, yeah, Cavino, that was cool that you took Melody there. And people will put at TASBL. Yeah, man, I thought that was cool too. So does he not see right under my comments? It's not like people are just mentioning TASBL all willy-nilly all over the fucking chat, you know?
Yeah.
But
hey, I'm seeing Jeff Manning right here. You mentioned something about Cavino always be responding, you know what I mean? And he does, and that's one thing too that and a lot of them do, but Cavino's probably the best at it, and they'll admit it where he'll reply to you, man, pretty quickly, you know what I mean? When you're not bothered during business hours or whatever, man. So that's good.
100%.
Staying connected and being relatable too.
100%. And even like it's funny because they were bagging on Cavino one time because somebody had made a comment like fucking fuck the Taliban or some bullshit or whatever, and Cavino had liked it because they had like put at Cavino and Rich on it. And Cavino was like, I just go through and be liking everybody's shit. I appreciate all the support. I don't care what they're saying. And they're like, you just be liking shit. And I'm like, hey, it's better than not. You know what I'm saying? Whoever had that passionate, comment about the fucking whatever commies and shit, then cool. I mean, at least they mentioned Cavino and Rich.
It's hard, bro. Like, I mean, you just can't. It's not realistic.
Yeah.
It's the intention, I think. For me, at least for me, I'm not that sensitive where I'm like, oh, hey man, I appreciate you trying to do the same for me.
Yeah. No, and for sure. And that's why like even like Lisa said, the chat during the show is going so fast. That's why it's funny though, because you'll see Rich intentionally skip people like he says P Brain Tom. If you see Tom Baker at the comment, most of the time Rich, unless he's agreeing with Rich will just skip it. But you can kind of see he's gonna do like they all I guess kind of do a real time filter as they're reading the comments. Because I can't even imagine. I mean, just right here, I'm trying to keep up with ours, and there's not even a whole lot, and I'm still like, wait, where were we? So I can't imagine them in real time. It must be a lot. But I have some things to get to, but I wanted to see if you wanted to actually hit us with anything. I mean, you're the guest of honor, so I wanted to go ahead and see if there's anything you wanted to talk to. Maybe even feel free to throw back something from the Carl convention that was surprising to you. Anything like that, just go ahead and let me know where you want to start out.
Yo, I did, I listened to Covino Rich and I lean a lot to Covino because we're relatable, but I did my job and I'm not like Dickie Do. I wrote some notes down.
There you go.
So I can hit it.
I appreciate it.
But one thing I did want to say real quick from the CRC and even right now and what you're doing and what people do with CRC is build a community. And Wes and Bree, bro, again, just rocked it on the CRC. I mean, when the meetup, that was so badass for those. I mean, I think they invited everyone last time, right?
Yeah.
And those who willing or could made it, and that was fucking super cool because, I mean, it could be weird if you wanted to make it weird, but like it's just a bunch of randoms meeting some randoms at some random, some people know each other, so there's like these levels of relationship, these new ones, but everyone was really nice, super nice. Got to meet a lot of like the nucleus, you know what I mean, of those people who at least we conversate and stuff. So that was kind of cool, and like to open their house up, and even again, so I just want to say shout out to them, and you're doing the same thing too here, brother, with your show and people who follow you and stuff. So that's kudos to me. That's why I like seeing, Rich is bringing people together, bro. Like, that's fun. You know what I mean? That's what the world needs more of and shit. So shout out to them. And then they invited me, and I think they put it on the chat and shit too for Halloween. So you already know I'm going.
Yeah, I seen that, and I was like, damn, if I didn't already have plans. I mean, I got a 9-year-old, and we got plans with friends and stuff, or whatever. But I'm like, if not, I would have been right. I started even thinking, I'm like, how could I have maneuvered it to work it out? Can I tell my lady like, oh no, they said they couldn't wait to meet you, just making up some bullshit so she would want to go. I was like, oh man.
And then they said no kids, bro. I don't got kids, so I'm like, perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all right, we're partying and shit.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes down. Then I'll have to relay back, see how the party went down. I'll try to take some pictures and shit of whoever does show up from the C&R family.
You know, it's funny. I thought, I feel like Wes probably thought it's because I had a few drinks at the Cat's Meow, like right before the thing was over. But I kept telling him every time I would see him, I'd be like, bro, like, thank you for opening up your house to us, like, on that first day, you know? And I kept like, and he even kind of laughed, like, okay, dog, I fucking get it. Stop swinging from my nuts, you know? But I was like, no, I was like before I left, I was like, I grabbed him on the shoulder and I'm like, no, like, I really appreciate it. I thought it was so cool because I mean, dog, I mean, you've seen their house. They have a fucking nice ass house. I wouldn't be fucking inviting a bunch of strangers into my house. I wouldn't want them to come here and break my fucking cheap shit, let alone fucking some dope shit like they got. And they were like, let people go up to the loft and play fucking poker. And it was just fucking, it was so dope of them. That's why I couldn't tell them enough. I just kept, every time I would see Wes and Bree, like, thank you for opening your house. Oh, thank you, thank you. And they were probably like, this fucking Mexican's drunk, you know?
Hey, bro, they had a nice ass fucking house, and it was fucking big, and it was fucking packed, and everyone was throwing their balls up in there too. I think the AC was on fucking double time, but it was awesome, bro. The food and everyone who was there, that was good too. Like your potluck, people put shit together. Captain Carl, you know, everyone who made stuff, that was badass too. So,
it was really cool.
Quick on that one, but the other one, fucking Rich was talking shit. He was like, "Oh, was this was gonna talk about tortas or high socks? High socks all day." I was like, "Really, bro?" Like. Did you hear that earlier on the show?
I did, and actually, El Cocuy hit me up earlier, and he was like, he told me he has an idea for a convention. He said, he's like, bro, he's like, I need to tell you about this idea. He's like, it would be a torta convention for people eating tortas, feeding them to tortas, and I was just like, dang. And then watch it. Then I got to show you this fucking picture that he sent me. Look at this is gonna be like the fucking picture of the logo or whatever the fuck. Some fucking torta eating one.
Or like an AI commercial with that.
Yeah, look at that shit. Oh, so here's the if you guys want to go to the torta convention right here. I can't. All right, whatever. But anyway, yeah, it was just.
Cheers to my tortas. I don't discriminate, bro.
Yeah, so you got a chilada right there, right? Okay, I gotta know what kind of beer goes in it.
I'm Pacifico guy, homie. That's Pacifico in there.
Okay.
And I make my own Michi mix.
If I'm not mistaken, let's see how good my memory is. I remember you getting to Wes and Bree's house. I think you were wearing a Golden State jersey. Am I tripping? I just remember it was light blue. Or was it Chargers? Chargers.
Yeah,
okay, you were wearing Chargers gear.
I tried to even set up my little setup right here.
I seen that. No, I appreciate that. I seen that. And I think you brought like a case of Pacifico, right? It was like the yellow fucking
Modelo. That time I brought Modelo.
Ah, damn it! I just all right, dog.
You know what's crazy? I had showed up before then, early during the day. I called in that day because I'm like, yo, I'm going to the party out for lunch. I went and jumped a bunch of water off because
I remember because you called in.
Dropped some beers off. Yeah, and I was like, and I had to just a couple beers off. So.
Well, because you called in and you were like, yeah, I can't wait. You know, I'm so excited to see everybody. You're like, I just dropped off some drinks with Wes and Bree, and I was just like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna meet that motherfucker tonight. Like, I was just so cool. Okay.
Yeah, it was badass.
All right, Doug. So
let me see. A couple more things, bro. If you don't mind.
Let me know what you got.
Whatever you want.
Let's see.
The last thing, one of my like the best memories or funniest memories, just trying to think, about C&R was, I think for me it was during Christmas, but Cavino and Rich, it was something about when they were stretching out and Cavino got on the table and he was wearing the Lululemons. And you can see his fucking sack. Bro.
I know.
Oh
I'm traumatized.
Spot was fucking crying, bro, and that's just contagious. At least for me, bro. Like I was dying, bro. It was hilarious, and then that whole thing it lasted for a while, bro. That shit needs to come back. I feel like they need to put that here and there once in a while.
Nah, don't give Spot any ideas because I remember he freeze framed that, grabbed it, and he made it into like fucking like Santa sack or some shit. It
was like Esperas. That shit was hilarious, like for Christmas. That's what was for Christmas. It was like Spears, like Christmas.
Oh my god, no, dog. And I was just like, and what's funny is, it's not even like the pants were hella tight. It was that material that them Lululemons that were almost like they're almost like fucking like pajama pants because they're so comfortable. So as soon as he just teabagged the whole world with that one, and I was just like, oh my. And it was funnier that it happened to Cavino, being that he's like the most conservative one, right? Spot's over here fucking everybody and their mama. Rich doesn't give a shit. Well, who gives a fuck if your dick is on the internet? It doesn't matter. It's a dick. And then Cavino had to be the one with his fucking nuts. Fucking nut bombing everybody.
Oh, bro, that shit had me oh, even my cheeks are right now just thinking about it. Like when it happened, and I think they rewinded it a couple of
Yeah, well,
times.
they
Like
did.
it was like and zoomed in and like the whole works. It was awesome.
Well, Chris says the fuck. So there was an episode where Cavino had stood up on the chair and he was like, I don't know if he was showing his pants or something, but he stood up and he was
Oh,
like, his ass was
go
facing
ahead.
the camera. And when he stood up, his fucking nuts, you could just see his butt and it was nuts and butts.
He was recreating like somebody at the gym. Like this is how somebody was working out or
Some
something. Or
shit,
like
yeah.
and he's like, we can't see. Get on the table, and he got on the table, like you said, he squatted or like got in this position. You can see his big old whale just hanging there.
Andrew Fournier says, we talking about rich screwing pumpkins? Oh wait, wrong podcast. No, we're this is the Tablespoon podcast in case you guys didn't know.
Well,
God.
Brown.
Well, what else happened
Yeah.
this week that you wanted to get in?
That was it, bro. Just I'm a Dodger fan. That's the other thing that had relatable. So this hat actually, Cavino, a Yankees fan. I bet him last year on the World Series, and so I bet him whoever won. He didn't want to bet any money. I get it. So I'm like, what about a hat? Because I know he likes hat, and I wear hats. So I said, yep. And so actually, this is what I got from Covino. Sponsored this on World Series champs on this one.
Hell
last
yeah.
year.
He
And
might
I
have to
actually
get
went-
you another one soon.
I bet his tia and Googie. I think a lot of us, most of us, met her at the CRC. She was giving me shit. I'm like, I'll bet you a hat. And she said, yeah, but I bet she might forget.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, I feel you.
she,
That
that's
was
all I really have, brother. I want to say thank you to you. And appreciate it. I just shouted you out and appreciate that. And anyone who's listening, whatever, don't be afraid to call in. But whatever you got, bro, I'm willing to stay on. Whatever you need, kick me on. But
all right. Well, I appreciate your time. I appreciate, anybody anybody in the chat, anybody that's my original goal for this show was, a lot of us listen to the show, but we listen to it by ourselves, right? We don't have, most of our spouses don't listen, some people are lucky and they do. Like my entire family's completely aware of Covino and Rich, but they don't listen like I do. And so that was when Jonathan and I started. We were like, we would bullshit about it. And we're like, how many people want to bullshit about it, but don't have anybody to bullshit with it about? You know what I'm saying? So then little by little, that's when we just kind of started. And here we are, people just kind of, I've met so many cool people through it. The Cavino and Rich convention was so cool because it brought so many faces to names. We got to do that, and I've kept in contact with a lot of people, which is super dope. I mean, if it wasn't for that, I don't know if you'd be here because you'd still just be the dude in the chat, so super cool. And I'm just super excited. And we have over here, we have some more Latino. I think Rich wasn't wrong about the torta conversation because we have more Latinos jumping in right here. So
that reminds me of the brown picture. That's what's up too. That was fun too. That's like a circle inside the circle of the CRC when the brown man. Picture.
Yeah, right. And then Eddie, your DJ, and freaking Paul Dimitri both got in that as well. So yeah.
What's his gangster name?
Pufador Paul, is that it? Is that him or no?
Yeah,
one of them. I don't know, but I actually have that picture on my desk at work, and every I'm at work and I'm chilling, I'm just looking, and I look back at that picture, I'm like, damn, that was a good ass time. My wife don't know C&R, didn't know C&R existed until I went to the CRC. That is crazy. That is so crazy. Andrew Sims, your wife didn't know that they existed. Oh my goodness. Raul. Oh yeah, that's his vato name. Paul.
Oh yeah.
Paul.
Raul Dimitri, because he was in the brown one.
Oh my goodness. But man, oh, you know what? I actually had a question for you. So they just released, and I know Rich will probably tune out, if he would ever hypothetically be listening, but Sick New World. Are you excited about that? Rich said that he'd rather go to a Taylor Swift concert, but Sick New World, you're in Vegas. Are you thinking about going? Are you excited? Who are you excited to see? If you do go, I have five questions in one.
Yeah, and then let me back up on there too real quick, because I got a CRC story about that too. So I already, I said talk to Cavino here and there. I always message that for on Fridays. I remember he used to have that French homie. Remember when he used to talk about that?
Yeah.
About he had a French homie talking
Sergio.
about Boston, whatever. Yeah,
Was it Sergio?
So I was like, I want to do that shit too somehow. So I'm like, how the fuck can it be like make my own little niche thing, right? So I was like, I'm gonna hit this one up every Friday, however I can, a text,
That's hilarious.
IG or something or a video. I mean, the audio. So like almost every Friday, unless something's crazy going on, I'll send them a chat or a video of me, or I mean, an audio. Like, hey, what's up, Food Friday? Like, it's what's up, Food Friday? Like, hope you're good, whatever.
Yeah.
So I created a little bit of relationship with him, and whatever. And so we actually met at the. We already. I met him at 2 years ago, I think, at Sick in the World when he had Melody.
Oh,
And I told
really?
him I had to be. I told him I had to be. He actually talked about it because it was like a funny story that happened there.
Yeah.
But I met him there, and we were able to hang out basically the whole day. When I got there later, he was like, Melody dragged him hella early and shit. I'm like, yeah, well, I don't have kids, so I don't need to be there.
Yeah, I'll be there when I
So
want.
I'll see you when I get there. Then we can link up, and we did, and we hung out. I had one of my chick friends with me, and she was two sheets to the wind, bro. And I don't know if she thought Melody was older or didn't give a shit. She ended up giving her a beatbox. You know what that is?
Nuh-uh. Like she
They're
was
like
like,
the alcoholic. They're like the little alcoholic, not food, or they're like hella strong. I'm picking chat one of.
she gave one to Melody.
Yeah, she just had like, hey, you want some? And she's like didn't know what it was, and it looks like a juice, and she like took a swig and like what the
Oh
fuck?
my
Gave
goodness.
it back to my homegirl, and then turned around and then I think Tove saw or like she said something about like it tasted weird or something.
She's
And
like,
I
your
was
friend's
like,
trying to get me drunk. That was the
oh,
end of
then
your
he's like, hey,
friendship.
homie, your homegirl's giving like he wasn't tripping, but like, hey, like she can't drink, and I'm hey, bro, she's hella young. What are you doing? She's like, dang, I'm like had all sad and like I apologize.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
all good. And we laughed it off, and she got all like butthurt about it and left. But the rest of Covino and Melody were still here, and it was fun. We had a good time. So we went 2 years ago, and that was fun. And but I'm a heavy metal rock fan, so Korn's gonna be there, I think. I've
Wait,
seen
you
a
said
couple
you're in a
times.
rock band, or that's your the music you
Nah,
dig?
nah, nah. I like heavy metal. Yep. I
Oh,
do
okay.
play music. I got guitars. I think this is my little room around here. I got some guitars. You probably can't see it all, but
All right. Are you more of
yeah,
a
Korn's
Fender
gonna be there
guy
too.
or a Gibson guy?
Fender. I got a
Okay.
couple of each. Yeah,
Okay. A piece of each, huh? You got that.
a piece of
A
each.
piece of each. Oh man, that's dope.
So I'm excited. I'm sure Cavino will go because he gets the passes and stuff. I'm assuming because of the show or whatever. But
yeah.
if not, there's one in Texas this year too. But I live right here, bro. Like it makes
I
the most
know.
sense.
I know.
Like, it's cheaper and easier.
I know, damn, and it's so dope. I was looking at the people that are going to be on it that I'd be stoked to see. There was, let me see, Korn, System of a Down, AFI, Orgy. Man, there was even like Evanescence would be cool to check out, like one or two of their songs. So you're like, oh, I remember that bitch, you know. And it was just like, I don't know. I saw there was a lot of people on the lineup that would be dope, but I'd be hella stoked to see System of a Down and Korn. They were probably like, obviously they're the headliners. Their names are big as hell on the flyer. But I was just like, oh, it'd be so dope to go to that. Even like the When We Were Young tour that just happened like this past weekend. I still haven't been to that. And those were like, oh, my band. I mean, well, I'm your age, you know, I'm a little bit old. I'm 37. So like that whole shit was like big when we were kids, you know, when we were in high school. So that would be cool to go to one day. But damn, I just think that should be so dope. But I just know Rich was saying, he was like, nobody gives a fuck about it. Nobody wants to. And he was like, when Cavino was going to talk about the lineup, he was like, oh yeah, there might be one person that cares. I'm like, dog, a shit ton more people care about Sick New World than a lot of the shit that Rich talks about, especially when it comes to music.
Yeah, I would like that fairy pop. I mean, I'm not talking shit, but I mean, it is, and that's kind of what it is for me.
Yeah,
But
I'm like, I
no, I
dig
mean,
it
I don't
too.
listen to it, but I mean, it's not on my playlist.
No, and see, like, I'm like, I dig it, and it is on my playlist. I don't give a fuck. But the thing is, I'm not gonna. If Cavino's talking about like the Incubus album, right? He's like, oh, new Incubus coming out. Rich is like, nobody gives a fuck, and I'm like, dog, more people give a fuck than you think. Just because it's not in Rich Davis land doesn't mean that people don't care. Like, I don't know, man. I'm like, these people wouldn't be touring and shit if nobody cared.
For real. Trying to read some of this feedback right here.
All right, let me
I think it's Jeff Manning again. He's talking about
listen at work.
when, like, if you listen at work, you'd be laughing. Like, I know that same feeling. Sometimes, like, I gotta mute it if I'm listening out loud, or I'll put some, you know, not right now, recently, but before back, they would say some crazy shit.
Oh
Sometimes,
yeah.
like, oh, I gotta put that in my head.
No, I remember I was pumping gas one time and I had it fucking playing through my car. And this is going back like 5 years. I remember I had my door open, I'm pumping gas. And that's when they were fucking obsessed with that little soundbite of, I got 11-inch penis. And they just kept playing. And I was like, fuck, I couldn't get to my door to close it fast enough. And I'm just like, fuck, man, only Carl's will understand that kind of shit, you know?
Hey, what was the other guy's name with the? It was like a cartoon. We had like a big old schlong.
Yeah.
It was
John Dillerman.
yeah,
John
John
Dillerman. and he'd go up with it
That
on
was
it,
good,
you
that was
know?
that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And see, that isn't as crazy if they play that soundbite because it'll be like John Deere, but when it's going 11-inch penis, you're like, fuck, man. You know, that's just obnoxious. You're like, but I mean, whatever. It's all good.
Yes.
But no, I had Sick New World on here because I was stoked about that, even though fucking everybody on here likes to break my balls about my pop music, but fuck everybody.
Hey, somebody said they'd rather go to the Sick New World than we were young, and I agree. Oh, it's Funky Monkey.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you because I would dig both of them, but I'm not gonna say, oh, I would like this one over this one. I would probably like the When We Were Young tour a little bit more, but I mean I fuck with all of them. Like Funky Monkey said, she likes it all. I dig it all too. I just love music in general. I sent Andrew Sims the other day a little screenshot or a little video record of my fucking my playlist on Spotify, and if you scroll up like that. There's fucking everything from like Jackson 5 to fucking Children of Bodom to fucking Are You Going to Eat? Probably not. I'm too fucking poor right now, man. All the shit we've been having to go down. I've been poor. Let me see. There's some of the shit that I wrote down. Oh, get this shit. I have a question for you and for anybody in the chat. I looked at something today. I don't think any of them know this number, but maybe Spot does, but guess how many Patreon episodes they've had? And this is only Patreon, not Behind the Velvet Rope, not all the extra shit, just straight up daily shows. Since they started back in 2020, whatever the fuck. Guess how many episodes they had? I'll go ahead and let people guess if they want, and I'll go ahead and let you, Luis, guess how many Patreon episodes, because you know, like right here, we're in episode number 310, and I've been doing it since fucking 2018. So it's like once a week, maybe, right? I mean, now we're more consistent, but back in the day, it was like we do one episode, we take 3 months off, right? Well, they've been doing this shit fucking 4 days a week, most weeks for however many years. And this is only their Patreon. So when you see like Joe Rogan has like, oh, you know, episode number 1,300, whatever, people are like, damn, that's a shit ton. These motherfuckers do Covino and Rich on Patreon. They do Overpromise. They do Fox Sports Radio. They did fucking ESPN. I mean, they do all this shit. Only Patreon. I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and see 916, 950. You know, you guys are fucking whack. All right, Luis, you take a guess and I'll reveal the answer.
I think it's like I see it when I log in, but that's not what I'm looking at. I usually just check the dates and make sure I'm like, because I think it says it when you log in to Patreon, doesn't it?
Does it?
It shows you how. I don't know if it does, but I'm thinking it's in like 1600 for some reason. It has to be over a G for sure, but I know it's. I can't say it's close to 2,000, but I would say 1600, just somewhere in there, because I want to say it's like 3-4 digits when I remember seeing.
I don't know. All right, so you'd be way over, right? Actually, everybody in the chat's over, so that kind of ruins it for me. It's like when you say, "Hey, guess how much this costs?" and you're like, $300. You're like, oh no, $58. Like, you know, when you way overshoot. So
Price is wrong, bitch.
yeah, exactly,
Like
right? 100%. So I'm over here thinking like, oh fuck, everybody's gonna be astounded and shit. Fucking Jeff Manning was the closest. He was off by 1 episode. There's been 915 episodes as of today. So I wonder, did he look it up or was that just a random ass guess? Because fuck, I mean, to miss it by 1, that's crazy. If you would have asked me, I probably would have been like, I don't know, 4,314. Like, and this motherfucker was off by 1. But anyway, thanks you guys for fucking up my game because I thought I had a fun game. I'm like, everybody, like you were like, what, 1,200 or some shit. So I think you were a little more surprised than fucking Jeff Manning and Andrew Sims. Andrew gets 950. He was only off by like 40. I'm fucking pissed.
Froggy do their homework. They were paying attention.
I know these motherfuckers. Okay. Cavino in the morning.
Check. That's why.
I looked. Well, that's no fun, Jeff. That's fucking cheating. Okay, never mind. So Jeff fucking loses. Oh, since you're a rock dude, I gotta ask you: have you checked out the Ozzy Osbourne doc?
I haven't yet, bro. It's in my queue, but I heard nothing but good things about it too, bro. I saw the farewell, the living wake, basically.
Yeah.
What was that called? I forgot. Where all the rock bands played, he was still alive.
Yeah, but
talking about.
Okay, go ahead, take that. But no, so I watched it the other day. This shit, it was fucking bad. It was what I thought was cool is because they even have the sister Amy or Annie or whoever the fuck the one that didn't come out on the Osbournes. They even had her as part of the
Oh
documentary.
shit, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, she
all the
kind of stayed
fucking
out of the picture all the time.
so it was cool because they had all of the kids in it. I thought it was fucking dope. They had the biggest thing that the biggest takeaway that I had was also the same one that Cavino said was at the end they kind of force in, oh, and he fucking died at the end, you know, like so it was fucking dope. And then it was kind of like they wanted to get that in to the end, but it was literally like the last like 38 seconds, and they do like a quick little whatever. But other than that, it was fucking dope. It was a really good doc. I watched the John Candy one as well. That one was really cool. If you guys plan on watching that, he fucking it starts off the first like 15 minutes or so is fucking boring as hell. And I was like, I couldn't give two fucks about this. And then it gets really good. So if you guys are thinking about checking out that, go ahead and just get through that first few minutes and then it gets really good.
How long is it? Do you know? Was it pretty long? A couple episodes or what?
The John Candy one? No, it's only like an hour and a half. And it's only one episode or one like whatever.
Gotcha.
I thought she was the nanny. Who the fuck is Jeff talking about?
Oh, I think the sister you're saying because she would only come out like I'm sure she came out in pictures here and there, but she was like looked different and like just never there. I'm assuming that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, well, you know what? That makes sense. So, and that's why I am glad to have somebody else here because when I'm here by myself, I'm like, the fuck are they talking about? And then I go off on a tangent for 20 minutes and then I might come back to it. But no, yeah. So she was, and it was funny because when they were kids, the fucking Jack and Callie were fucking tortas, right? And then when you would see the sister in like a fucking red carpet or something, she was like tall and thin, and you were like, how the fuck does she fit into this family? And now, I mean, as they all probably got like their fucking Ozempic and shit and fucking their stomach stapled and shit and they're all thin, like now they all look like a family or whatever. But yeah, no, she wasn't the nanny. It was the actual sister. What platform did you watch it on? Chris, are you talking about the Ozzy one? Because that's on Paramount. And then the John Candy one is on Prime. So I'm pretty sure it was on Prime. Either way. And here's a pro tip. If you don't have Paramount and you're like, oh, I don't want to pay for that. I don't want to get a trial because if I get a trial, then I don't cancel it and they get me for a month or two before. All right, listen, pro fucking tip right here. So listen up, especially if you have an iPhone. I don't know how it works on the fucking green text fucking bullshit phones that people have, but through the fucking iPhones, what you do is you download Paramount or whatever the fuck. You download it. You say, hey, I want to do it for a month or a week or whatever the fuck they give you. Boom, you do it. You go immediately into your subscriptions and you cancel it on your fucking iPhone subscriptions. And then it's like, oh, canceled, but you still have it for 6 more days or whatever the fuck. So I do that shit with all kinds of shit that offer like a free trial. Get it, and immediately, as soon as you hit sign on, you hit fucking cancel, and that bitch, you're good. I just did that with some fucking AI shit. There's some dope-ass AI program with like sports betting and shit. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to try this shit. So I went to it and it was like $30 a month or something because it was some dope ass shit. And I was like, sign up, fucking cancel. So I said, fuck you, Johnny IRS. You ain't going to get me fucking writing dirty, making me grab my ankles over here on fucking Patreon and shit and fucking YouTube. The Ozzy one,
that,
yeah.
my friends, is your brown brother tip of the day.
Your brown brother? No, you know what's funny? Fucking my buddy Nico, he was like, leave it to the fucking Mexicans in Yuma. He's like to steal fucking SiriusXM for decades and shit. Because when I first started listening to Covino Rich, even before them, I listened to Howard Stern. And at the time, they'd offer a 1-week trial of Sirius without any credit card. All you needed was a fucking email. So I started fucking creating emails. It'd be like DJF99@live.com. And then next week it'd be like DJF98@live.com. I got down to like 27 and then I'd fucking lose count. And then I'd be like using my sister's initials, JI14, you know, and I did that shit for years. Then they started offering like a month fucking trial. Then they started like requiring a credit card. And I was like, And then eventually I got like fucking 4 years out of them, and then I had to pay for them. And then Cavino and Rich left, and I fucking canceled them. So fuck you, Sirius.
Yeah, that shit is expensive, bro. You know what the other trick is too for that, and I think a lot of people know that. If you call him bitch, at least most services, like I did that for my Wi-Fi and shit like that. Hey, your shit's whack, or like, I'm gonna go somewhere else. I mean, you gotta have to finagle with them. They'll be like, hey, nah, for like, if you stay, we'll give you $5 off, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
no, we'll give you this free. And then sometimes like serious, they were playing hardball. I'm like, I'm out, fuck it. Like that's what I'll do. Then you won't have my business, and I just
Yeah.
cut ties.
No, well,
People are leaving anyway.
I got two stories on that. So I tried that with SiriusXM, and this is back in the day, like when Cavino Rich just left. And they're like, all right, peace. They fucking just canceled my shit. And I'm like, no. I wanted them to like fucking argue with me and shit. They're like, it's okay. They fucking just canceled my shit. And then when I actually, so this is going back like 10, how many years? 13 years. So I started working for a university, right? And I was like, I didn't give a fuck, right? I just was like, I don't give a fuck. I just need a job. Oh, fuck. I don't have any water. So, hold on. So one day this dude comes in. Hold on. Had to yell at my daughter. So, one day this dude, he comes in. He's fucking pissed, right? It was some old white man. And he was like, what do I need to do? He goes to, what do you say? To like unregister or whatever the fuck from this university. Water. He was like, he made this big old fucking scene. And I go, all you got to do, I walked into the computer. I go, just sit right here. I go, you click here, you do this, you do this. And he was so fucking pissed because I didn't give a shit. I'm like, dog, I'm fucking 20. Fuck you. I don't give a shit. What do you know? I was like, but it was just, thank you. But it was just funny as fuck because you have those people sometimes that are going to try and fight with you and give you a better deal. And then you have the people who are like, I don't give a fuck. You're going to cancel. All right, later. And I got one of them when I canceled Sirius.
Hey, bro, you know what you just look like when you scream for your daughter? You look like your boy Rich screaming for Sarah and shit.
Oh, for real? I don't even know. Did I even mute this shit right here? Let me see.
Yeah. You were muted when you yelled at her.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
But I'm just saying the way it looked, it was like that or...
Yeah. No, for sure.
You're good. Meatloaf. It looked like you were saying meatloaf or Sarah.
Yeah, meatloaf. Oh my.
Get the meatloaf.
Let me see. And let me know how you're doing on time as well because.
Chilling, bro.
All right. You're chilling. You said you were cracking a couple of beers when I talked to you earlier. Okay, as Latino Carl, did you see that Netflix is gonna have Selena y los Bookies or whatever the fuck, y los Dinos are gonna have a documentary?
Bro, that's what's up.
They just released a fucking trailer for that. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm guessing that shit's gonna be dope.
Sometimes I feel like it's sixes because like they're doing it for money, bro. But you know what I mean? Let's be real. But but they're using the culture and in a way, but at least exposure and I mean they deserve their story and shit. I think it should be told.
Yeah.
So I hope it's doing it for all the right reasons. But obviously somebody's making money about it. Hopefully they get their piece out of it.
I don't know.
I think it's good, bro. I remember when she died, I was a kid, bro. I'm sure everyone has that story too and shit. My dad, and I came home crying, bro. I'm sure she was high. I'm sure my dad probably had like everyone thought she was smoking out.
Yeah.
My dad was brown. They don't have feelings, bro. But I remember that day he showed up sad from work, like hella sad. Like my mom's like, "What's wrong?" And like Selena, like died. Like I'm like, Selena, bro. Like, is she your cousin or something? Like, and like, nah.
My tia never even told me about her. You're like, oh. Yeah. No, it's funny because I remember when she died, I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade. And I remember fucking everybody, dog. We were just a bunch of ghetto little Mexican kids. And I just remember everybody, all the girls especially, being like all sad and shit. And then that was like, when I'm dreaming of you tonight. And they fucking had that. Every fucking buddy in my fucking town played that shit forever. There was that and Bidi Bidi Bum Bum and fucking Como La Flor.
Quinceañera parties.
Everything, right? Fucking even still, people still get down. Fuck yeah, to Selena and Quinceañeras, 100%.
Didn't that whatever her name is try to get out recently or like post bail or some shit? Whoever killed her.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
What the fuck's her name? Yolanda.
Yeah.
Yolanda. Is it? I think it is.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
I think it's Yolanda. Fuck, Jeff Manning going back said he pays $6 for 6 months of fucking of SiriusXM. So
Yeah, see, that's what's up, bro. I got it pretty cheap eventually, but yeah, they could give you the cold shoulder sometimes. It's like, bye, can't see your shit.
Selena was the only movie we saw with my mom. The only movie they saw. Damn, really? That's crazy. I remember, especially if you went to like the elementary school and junior high school that I went to, they played that shit up fucking every time we had like a movie day. You know how like the fucking sometimes they would bring in like the little fucking rolly cart with the TV and shit. They would always play fucking Selena for us all the time. She was up for parole recently, Andrew says.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah. I
Oh.
think they denied her.
Oh, you know what? You said your dad didn't cry and shit and you saw him sad. I don't know if anybody wants to, if you ever think you're dead inside and you want to remember how to feel, I have something for you guys to watch, because I was at work today and I'm not going to say I shed a vato tear, but I almost did. You guys need to check out, if you want to feel something. If you don't, if you're like, hey, I got enough feelings in my own life, right? If I want to fucking, think, if I want to be sad, I'll just think about my life. Don't watch this. But The Perfect Neighbor on Netflix. Have you checked that out or no?
Nah, but who's in it? Because I feel like I just seen a commercial or something about it.
It's a documentary, and the whole documentary is through like police cam fucking footage. And that shit, man, it starts off pretty slow again. And maybe I just need to be fucking immediately entertained and shit, because I said that about the John Candy doc. But this shit, to me, it started off kind of slow. And then it gets fucking good. And then you're like, fuck, man, am I going to shed a vato tear? You're like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to waste that shit on a fucking documentary. But it is sad as fuck. Go watch My Dog Skip. Nah, Funky Monkey. See, that makes right there. I already know he fucking dies. By you telling me that, right? If you're telling me that I'm going to be sad and it's a movie about a dog, fuck that. I don't want to see no puppy die. No.
Dogs dying is sad, bro.
Yeah, fuck that shit, man. I mean, I've cried more with some of my dogs dying growing up than fucking family members, you know? Like, I'm like, I didn't even know my Theo, but my dog was here every day, you know? Fucking, I remember my dog Wrinkles. That was one day, dog, he had a bandana. And there was like this much of a red bandana sticking out of his ass. And so I remember he was walking around. We had to fucking pull a bandana out of his ass when I was like in first grade. R.I.P. to him. That motherfucker is gone.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of some of my notes right here. Let me see. Jordan gets AI fucked. Well, hold on.
Oh, I did see that while her Instagram.
Yeah. So Jordan,
talk about it.
Let's go ahead. I haven't talked about it. So Jordan,
have they?
Have they? Yeah. They actually talked about it. And Cavino was saying they don't want to give out too much information because there may be a lawsuit. I don't know. But Jordan recorded a fucking commercial or a couple or whatever. And then one day after they shot it, she's fucking scrolling through whatever. And she sees herself in a fucking commercial that she never recorded. So then she had to go through her contract and shit and be like, what the fuck? Were they able to use me in other scenarios? And then, I guess there's some like vague information in the contract. So that's some fucked up shit that they can just grab them. And if they're going to do that, fucking just go ahead and hire her to record her face and fucking say a couple of things and then just get her the fuck out of there and pay her that way. But these motherfuckers are going to record her, pay her, whatever, and then use her after the fact. That's fucked up. I don't know. You ask me.
I thought she said it was like a big ass company too, bro. Like, it's like double edged. Like, I'm sure they can give you more business, but sounds like maybe they're doing some shady shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's kind of bullshit too.
Well, and that's the thing is that
they paid to do this, and then they did this and more, like without you really knowing or even getting approval, which is like that's not what we agreed upon.
But and the thing is that if she agreed to it or whatever, say she fucking knew about it, cool, whatever. But the fact that you have to be like scrolling and you see yourself on a commercial that you never shot, that's fucked up. Just going back to the dog story, Andrew says, didn't your dog drink antifreeze? My sister, she had a dog growing up that wouldn't die. She wouldn't die. She fucking, I remember she was biting like power lines and shit. So we poured hot sauce on it. Like maybe this dumb bitch will fucking stop biting them if she gets hot. No, all she did was walk around the yard going, she fucking would eat all the fucking Amor or fucking Valentina, whatever we put on the lines, and just walk around the backyard. because she was still biting on them. Another
What kind
time,
of dog was it?
she was half pit, half boxer. And then fucking one day we fucking antifreeze is fucking flipped over and made into a puddle, and that bitch was fucking drinking it. And we were like, so you know how many times my sister when she was young, we had to be like, hey, we think she's gonna fucking die. We had to have that talk with her like fucking 10 times. Eventually she died of old age. I'm like,
That's crazy.
One day we found her in the backyard. She was just fucking laying there like that. And we're like, oh, fuck, man. Candy's dead. And, but all those other fucking times drinking the antifreeze, biting the power cords. One day, I don't know what the fuck she did. There was an entire Little Caesars pizza box and everything, right? We fucking, somebody had given it to me and my buddy Nico and a couple of people. They were like, oh, here's this box of pizza. We didn't eat it. And we're like, fuck that. We don't know if you fucking wiped your ass on it, you know? So we gave it to my dog. We fucking walked inside. We came back outside like 2 minutes later. The whole fucking pizza was gone. I don't know if this bitch fucking dug it and buried it for later or what the fuck she did. But we came outside. We couldn't find the entire box of pizza. No pizza, no box, no nothing. That shit was just straight up gone. Estaban gone.
You know, I have a funny story about my dog. You guys know what flautas are?
Yeah.
You know the.
Of
So
course.
my mom when she makes them, when she gets the tortilla, she'll warm them up. Chicken's already made. She'll warm up the tortilla so that when you roll them, they roll nice. You know what I mean? And then she puts toothpicks in it, and then she fries them, right? So,
Yeah.
and we wanted to have them fresh. They were visiting, and she made like a pyramid, bro. I would say probably like 20 to 30 of them, just like a little stack. Two toothpicks in each one, bro, and like
Of
just
course,
all
yeah.
stacked, like nice. Just waiting, like we're going to the casino, have beers, whatever. Like when we get back, we'll fry them, have them fresh, and eat.
Fuck yeah.
She put them so close to the counter, bro, and my dog went at it, bro. We got back, it was like no flautas, bro. Everything scattered, and my mom was like, "What happened to the flautas?" And like this fool was lame, bro. I thought the fool was gonna die because he all the toothpicks, bro. I'm like, and I was mad, like, bitch, you ate the fucking flautas, dog. And he ended up broken. I mean, I'm like, hey, you're gonna rough it up. I'm brown food, like you ain't going to the vet, bro. You shit it out or
Yeah.
die or until you puke blood or something. Like, and he was just struggling. I'm sure those things were just ripping up. Like he made it.
Yeah.
He survived. He was bugging my ass, but yeah, he ate
You know what?
about 30 flautas.
I think I'll be honest. I think that dogs that live in a Latino household have to be a little bit tougher because you get that kind of love, like where it's like, hey, you ate that shit, and now you're gonna fucking suffer through it, or you're gonna fucking die. And they'll be shitting out fucking toothpicks, being like, oh fuck no, I shouldn't have done that. You know, dog. It's like me after I eat too much fucking pan, and I'm walking around all bloated and shit, going, oh fuck, I shouldn't have done that. Right? The same shit happens to dogs. Right? Fuck that, dog. I'm not gonna spend $3,000 at the vet because of your fucking dumbass. No, you're gonna fucking. I might have to take your ass for a little ride, like George Lopez used to say with the fucking. We don't take him to the vet, we take him for a ride. And I'm like, that might happen, but fuck, I'm not gonna about to spend fucking $3 to $5 grand on your ass for being fucking stupid. Same thing my parents told me, you know. It was like, we're not gonna go to fucking urgent care because you're a dumbass, right? So he's walking with my fucking eyeball hanging out of my face and shit. Like, oh fuck.
That is lesson number 2 of Brown's lesson number 2, right? You learn your lesson that way. Same thing with dogs, bro. That's how hood dogs are. Mexican dogs are, bro. If you ever been to Mexico and shit, like you're not, in America, all dogs shouldn't eat this and that. They eat everything over there, bro. They even like feel like metal, something like goats and shit.
Like my friend Ralph, he had a dog. I think it was Gizmo. That I was like, where'd you get Gizmo at? And he's like, we found him on the streets of San Luis, like right over the border to Mexico. And that motherfucker wouldn't die for decades either. Those little dogs were tough as fuck. Oh fuck. And then let me see. Okay, Selena dog. There was another thing I wanted to talk to you about, and I'm forgetting right now. Cavino's evolution of living. Oh shit. So real quick, I don't know if you caught it, but Cavino, he shared his evolution of his living spaces to where when him and Layla, went their separate ways, and he had to live on Rich's couch. He had to live with his sister. Seeing all that shit is crazy because like it's cool as fuck. It kind of reminds me of something that like Gary Vee says, where Gary Vee's like, he's like, I love to lose, and whatever, whatever. But I'm like, it is kind of cool when like shit happens, because then when you come out on top, you're like, fuck, remember all that shit I went through? It's fucking dope. Because think about where he is right now, right? He's with Jordan, who's fucking younger than Layla, right? Fucking hotter than Layla, more American than Layla, right? And now he's fucking in his dope ass condo, and he's fucking got Theo. you know. But when he was going through it on those couches and living in those bedrooms, this motherfucker was probably like, man, this shit feels like it's never gonna end, you know? And then here he is now, fucking living the life, going to Mexico, right? It's just crazy. So it was cool to
It's
see
real
his.
life, bro. Real
eh,
life trials and tribulations. That's another relatable shit, right? Like, who shares that, bro? No key, because that's not like I wouldn't even want to be sharing that, bro. That's hard times, bro. You know what I mean?
for
I'm sure he
100%.
went through some shit, and like, obviously made him who he is, like everywhere else, whatever. But that's what's up, man. I appreciate. That's a long way he came. You know what's funny about that too? When didn't Spot say that he slept there and he got no ass? He's like, yeah, me neither. He was
Yeah.
rich as
Oh
that.
yeah, because they were like that bedroom
Rich as hell.
bed showed no love or
Yeah,
saw no love or some shit.
yeah.
Megan Fosse, I'm so glad you joined here because I got another person I got to meet at the CRC. She says, I'm late to the party. I was watching your girl Danielle Fishel on Dancing with the Stars. Topanga. I actually dipped out. Did you know about that story, Luis, or no?
You left. I told you I was. What day was it? I'm like, hey, who you want? I was. What day was that you left? Because you're like, no. I'm like, well, I'm gonna go here,
Well,
whatever.
it was
You're like, nah.
Friday, and we were gonna go up to the that fucking rooftop lounge shit.
Oh, yeah.
And me and my sister had to dip out because we had to go meet Topanga. And I can't thank my wife enough. She's like, here, you fucking had a crush on this bitch. Go meet her and get it out of your system. And I was like, fuck yeah. I was like,
I remember you said that. I asked you going? You're like, nah, I'm actually going. Like, it was like not too far. You're like, I'm going over here to see
yeah.
whoever. And I'm like, isn't that Topanga? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, she's bomb. And that's when you were telling me, yeah, she's my like. She was one of those growing up.
She was.
TJF, homie.
You know what's funny? It's funny as fuck because there was 3 of them from the show. It was her and 2 dudes, right? And I'm like, we were such huge fans of the show in general, right? And I was looking at the pictures the other day because I was gonna add it to a video, and I'm like, damn, I met those other motherfuckers and I didn't even care at the moment. Like looking back, I'm like, man, I wish I would have gave more like, damn man, like, like it's cool to meet you or whatever the fuck. Cause I did that. But in my mind, I'm like, fucking Topanga, Topanga, fuck, there's Topanga, And I'm just like, it's crazy because looking back, I'm like, fuck man, but whatever. When am I ever going to get to meet Topanga again, But yeah, so
Who was
anyway.
it? Hunter?
Yeah.
I think I saw a picture.
Sean Hunter
Corey?
and Eric. So it was Eric Matthews and Sean Hunter, both of them. So
Okay.
Corey's older brother and then his best friend.
Right.
But which is it's cool because I thought fucking Will Friedle, the one who played Corey's older brother, I thought he was fucking tall. I met that motherfucker. I'm 6'2". He's probably like 5'9" on a good day. And I was just like, it's always funny to me, especially when I meet people that like I grew up with, because now I'm fucking bigger than all of them. And I'm like, I was such a fan, right? They're all fucking little, like fucking Topanga. Dog, I'm fucking gigantic. Topanga's 5 foot, right? And I was just like, fucking, like, oh, damn, girl, you don't even know. Like, I fucking, and she's like this tiny little bitch that you could just toss around like a fucking spinner. And then you were just like, it's crazy because you're
That's
like,
what you were thinking, bro.
I'm gonna have to edit this before my wife sees it. You weren't happy to meet Ryder Strong. I was. And it was funny though, because when I met them, like Ryder, I was like, hey bro, nice to meet you. Huge fan, whatever. And he gave me like a little smirk, like, oh, we all know why you're here, motherfucker. And I was just like, yeah, we good, right? It was kind of like the fucking dude recognizing dude, like, I know you're here for her, fucking, all right, so yeah. But Andrew, I was excited to meet more Topanga, but yeah, man, I don't know if I have a whole lot more that's actually interesting. And we're already at our hour. I got to go watch the fucking Lakers beat the shit out of the fucking Golden State Warriors. So any final thoughts, Luis?
No, I just want to say thanks again to you, brother, and just shout out to whoever's out there listening or whatever. Appreciate you guys. I like to support homie. I got the swag and much
Appreciate
anybody
it.
else. Hit me up. I live in North Las Vegas. You guys see me here and there on IG, whatever. I'm on Facebook too. And if you want to hang out, just hit me up when you're in town. I've hung out with different Carls that come through. Right, I live 10 minutes from West and Bree and shit, so I always kind of link up with them too. So
That's
yeah,
cool.
I mean, CNR, we're here, and
Yeah.
I know we like to talk shit, whatever, but we appreciate Cavino Rich, right? We're here because of them.
100%.
Thanks to you too, brother. Thanks for having us, and thanks for having me. And It's been a pleasure and a good time, man. Thanks.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I really do, and I'm in Vegas pretty often, so I'm gonna have to hit you up one of these days. My sister was actually there this past weekend. She got to go have a ball just because she wanted to go. But I guess that's one of the joys of not having kids, right, Luis? You can fucking
Huevo.
yeah. So
No
after
kid
show,
life.
but later. It's your boy D. It's Luis Cortez Jr. And you're always welcome back, Luis, whenever you want. Fucking hit me up, dog. You have my number. Jump on whenever. So the after show, but later, episode number 310. I will see you guys in the next video.
On the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper.